The smell of hot jollof rice still lingered in their hands. Luna clutched the warm food container tightly while Lucy held the cold bottle of water like treasure. Their little feet padded along the dusty sidewalk, weaving through crowds and horns in the chaos of Lagos. They were used to the noise now, used to the stares, the pity, and the nights that never truly ended beneath the bridge near Oshodi. But what they weren't used to was this. "Please, my children, help me," came a voice, weak and trembling. They stopped. There, crouched near a rusted electric pole, was a man in a worn-out black coat. His walking stick was chipped, sunglasses cracked. His hair was grey and unkempt. He looked tired. No, he looked empty. His lips quivered as he stretched his hand toward them. "I haven't eaten in 3 days. I'm dying." Luna froze. Lucy's stomach ached. This was their only food for the day, and they hadn't eaten since yesterday afternoon. The rice would have stretched till tomorrow, maybe. And the water. They had learned to sip it in small mouthfuls to make it last. They got the food after long hours of begging, and the little money given to them. It was what they used to buy the jollof rice and bottled water. But then Luna remembered something. Something Mummy once told them before the accident. Kindness isn't what you do when you have more than enough. It's what you do when you don't. She looked at Lucy. Lucy looked back. They didn't speak. Lucy slowly knelt and placed the jollof rice in the man's palm. Lucy handed him the bottle of water. The man's hands shook as he collected it. You're giving this to me?" he whispered. "Yes, sir," Luna replied quietly. "Please eat." The man didn't wait. He opened the container and started devouring the food, spilling grains of rice on his lap, drinking the water between mouthfuls, like a desperate man returning to life. The twins watched, stomachs cramping, but their hearts strangely full with joy. When he was done, the man sighed deeply. "You saved me." "You too," the twins smiled. "Goodbye, sir," Lucy said, grabbing Luna's hand to walk away. But then, "Wait," the man called, his voice stronger now. "Please." "What are your names?" The girls turned around. "I'm Luna," she said. "I'm Lucy," the other one said. His eyes widened. "Luna and Lucy. Twins?" They nodded. He frowned. "Where are your parents?" Their smiles faded. "We don't have any," Luna said quietly. "They died in an accident 2 years ago." "And where do you live?" he asked gently now. Lucy pointed to the bridge in the distance. "Under there." There was silence, a long, heavy silence. Then the man did something strange. He took off his dark glasses. His eyes weren't blind. They were clear, sharp, and they sparkled. He slowly stood up straighter, adjusting his worn-out coat, and pulled something from the inside pocket. A phone. He dialed. "Said the convoy," he said simply. "I've found them." The girls froze. Who are you?" Luna asked, stepping back. He smiled, a smile that was calm but powerful. "My name is Maxwell Jonathan. I'm not blind, and I'm not a beggar." Lucy blinked. "You're not? I am the CEO of Maxwell Automobiles. You've probably heard me on radio or seen me on the billboard." He turned and pointed. Right behind them, just above the rusty traffic sign, was a giant board with his face on it. The same face. The man standing in front of them. "You? You're that man," Lucy gasped. Luna's jaw dropped. "The rich man on TV?" Maxwell laughed lightly. "Yes, that's me. But I wasn't looking for fame today. I was looking for good hearts, real ones." They stared at him, trembling. Maxwell stepped closer, lowering himself to their height. "I was pretending, to see if anyone would help. And you did. You gave me your only food when you had nothing. That's the rarest kind of love." Luna felt tears sting her eyes. "So, what happens now?" A deep rumble echoed in the distance. Then, suddenly, a convoy of SUVs rolled around the corner. Sleek black cars with tinted windows. A few men in suits stepped out. One of them opened the door of the middle car. Maxwell looked down at them. "Come with me." Lucy panicked. "But we can't. That's not our car." Maxwell smiled warmly. "It is now. From today, your lives will never be the same." He held out his hand. Luna hesitated, then took it. Lucy followed. As they entered the car, the guards nodded respectfully at the girls. One even smiled. Inside the vehicle, the seats were soft, air-conditioned air blew gently, and bottled juices waited in holders. Luna looked around, stunned. "Is this real?" she whispered. Maxwell chuckled. "You'll see." As the convoy pulled away, Luna and Lucy watched the bridge fade behind them, the only home they had known for 2 years, and ahead, a mansion in Lekki. A new life, and a future that no one, not even them, could have imagined. But just when the journey was about to begin, something unexpected happened inside the mansion. The convoy curved into a private road lined with palm trees and white roses. At the end of it stood a sprawling mansion, white marble walls, golden gates, fountains that danced in the sunlight. Luna pressed her face to the tinted window, eyes wide. Lucy grabbed her hand tightly, whispering, "It looks like a castle." They had never seen anything like this. As the car rolled to a stop, uniformed staff rushed out. Guards, chefs, cleaners, even a tall woman in a blue suit with a digital tablet in hand. The moment Maxwell stepped out, everyone bowed. But the billionaire didn't respond to the bows. Instead, he turned and opened the door for Luna and Lucy himself. "Welcome home," he said. The girls stepped out slowly, unsure if their feet were even allowed on the white stones beneath them. Lucy clung to Luna. A butler reached for their hands but stopped when Maxwell raised his palm. "No, let them settle first." He led them through grand glass doors into a world they never imagined. Smooth floors that sparkled like water, chandeliers like upside-down trees of gold, and paintings of powerful people on the walls. Everything was quiet and beautiful. Too beautiful. Lucy whispered, "Are we dreaming?" Maxwell smiled down at her. "No, sweetheart, you just woke up." Suddenly, the tall woman in the blue suit stepped forward. "Sir, I've prepared the rose room as you requested. They will be safe there." Maxwell nodded. "Good." He turned to the twins. "You'll sleep in the rose room tonight, but first, let's eat." Lucy's stomach grumbled. Loudly, Maxwell laughed. "Come on." They were led into a huge dining room, bigger than the entire bridge they used to sleep under. A long glass table sat in the center, with silverware shining like stars, and trays of food that smelled like heaven. Fried rice, grilled chicken, plantains, fresh juice. Lucy looked at Luna and whispered, "Is this for us?" Maxwell nodded. "Yes, eat as much as you want." But just as they were about to sit, Luna paused. She looked up at him. "Why are you doing this?" Maxwell's smile faded slightly. He sat down across from them, folding his arms. "Because I was once like you." The girls blinked. "What?" "I was an orphan too. Grew up on the streets of Port Harcourt. No family, slept in buses, stole bread to survive. Until one day, someone helped me. A woman gave me food and said, 'Someday, when you make it, find others like you and lift them up.' I never forgot." He looked at the girls, his voice softer now. "You reminded me of her. That's why." Luna didn't speak. She just sat slowly and picked up a spoon. Lucy followed, and for the first time in 2 years, they ate a full meal without fear of being chased away, robbed, or mocked. When they were done, a maid took them to their room. The rose room was unlike anything they had ever seen. Soft pink walls, a glowing nightlight shaped like the moon, 2 little beds with flowers embroidered into the blankets, a shelf full of picture books and dolls, and a warm bathroom with bubble soap, already set. Luna touched the blanket. "It's soft like clouds." Lucy giggled and jumped onto hers. "It smells like strawberries." As they settled into bed, Maxwell peeked into the room. "Good night, my stars." "Good night, sir," they chorused. But just before he closed the door, Luna sat up. "Wait." He turned. "Yes?" She swallowed hard. Are we really staying here?" Maxwell looked at her seriously. "If you want to." This home is yours now. But, he hesitated. But what? Lucy asked. Maxwell stepped inside. There are some people who may not be happy about it. Luna's eyes narrowed. Who? I have a few business enemies, he admitted. People who don't like what I stand for. They've been trying to destroy me for years, and now that I've brought you into my life, he looked between them. I just need to make sure you're safe. Lucy sat up, scared. Are we in danger? Maxwell came closer, kneeling beside them. Not yet, but if anyone ever asks questions about me or where you came from, don't answer, promise. They nodded slowly. He smiled again, then stood up. Sleep tight. He turned off the light, but as the door shut softly, Luna turned to her twin in the dark. Lucy? Yes? Do you think this will last? Lucy was quiet, then whispered, I hope so. But outside their door, Maxwell stood quietly with his hand still on the knob, his face suddenly hard. His phone vibrated. A message appeared. They're watching. You've made a mistake bringing those girls in. Maxwell's jaw tightened. He turned and walked down the hallway, not knowing the storm that was about to begin. 3 days passed. Luna and Lucy woke to warm breakfasts, played in the garden, and had tutors who taught them numbers and words in ways that made learning feel like a game. They had never laughed this much in their lives. Each evening, Maxwell would sit with them in the library and read bedtime stories. It was heaven. A new world, a miracle. But even in what seemed like heaven, there were shadows. Maxwell had been distant that day. His phone rang non-stop. He paced, locked himself in his study, and spoke in low tones that sounded like warnings. That evening, while Luna played dress-up with dolls and Lucy drew smiley faces with crayons, a visitor arrived. Her name was Monica David. She wore a tight, expensive green gown, high heels that clicked like knives, and dark lipstick that made her smile look sharp. Her hair was sleek, pulled into a bun so tight it didn't move. Her eyes scanned everything like a hawk looking for prey. And when she saw the twins, she froze. These are the children? She asked Maxwell as he came down the stairs. Yes, he said calmly. Monica's lips curled. Stray children from the streets. And you brought them into this house? Maxwell didn't flinch. They're not stray, they're mine now. Monica laughed, but it wasn't kind. Do you remember what happened the last time you trusted a pair of strangers? Maxwell's face hardened. These girls are different. They always seem different at first, she whispered. The twins peeked from behind the hallway. They could feel it. This woman didn't like them. And they were right. Later that night, Lucy tiptoed into the kitchen for water and overheard Monica on the phone. If we don't act fast, they'll take everything. Yes, both girls. The old man is getting soft again. No, I don't care if they're 5. They're a threat. They cannot stay. Lucy dropped the glass. It shattered on the floor. Monica turned, eyes sharp as razors. You! Lucy froze. Monica rushed forward and yanked her by the arm. What did you hear? Nothing. Lucy stammered, heart racing. Don't lie to me, she hissed. If you think you can just walk in here and replace, let her go. Luna yelled, running in and pushing Monica's arm away from her twin. The impact was small, but enough to make Monica stumble. In seconds, guards rushed in. Maxwell appeared, eyes burning. What's going on here? She tried to hurt Lucy, Luna cried. She overheard me on the phone, Monica snapped. Do you see what's happening already? They're snooping, spying, causing problems. Maxwell looked at Lucy, then at Monica. Go to your room, Monica. Her jaw dropped. Excuse me? I said go. Her eyes narrowed. Then she turned and stormed off, her heels pounding the floor. Maxwell dropped to his knees. Are you okay, girls? Luna nodded. Lucy was still shaking. He pulled them close. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought her here. Who is she? Luna asked. He hesitated. Someone from my past. She used to work with me before I found out she was involved in something dark. Lucy looked up at him. She said we're a threat. Maxwell sighed and ran a hand through his hair. Because you matter to me. And people like her don't want me to care about anyone. They only care about power." The girls were quiet. Then Lucy whispered, "Are you going to send us away?" Maxwell looked at them, and his voice trembled. "Never." He stood and called the head of security. "Double their protection. From now on, I want guards outside their door every night. No one gets in unless I say so." The girls were walked back to their room with 2 security men in black suits now stationed outside like statues. Luna curled up in her bed, pulling the blankets high. Lucy couldn't sleep. She sat up. "Luna? Yes? Do you think she'll hurt us?" Luna stared at the ceiling. "She can try, but we have each other." But outside the mansion, Monica wasn't done. She stepped into a black SUV parked in the shadows and handed a brown envelope to a man in the back seat. His eyes were cold. "She's not listening," she said. "He's protecting them." The man took the envelope and looked at the contents, photos of Luna and Lucy, smiling. Safe. Loved. "She's dead if she tries anything else," he muttered. "But the twins, we can still break them, and when Maxwell is distracted, we'll take it all." Monica smiled thinly. "The girls will never see it coming." But neither did they, because the next morning Luna disappeared. It started like any other morning. The sun filtered through the silky curtains of the rose room, birds chirped outside the glass windows, and the smell of fried plantain wafted in from the kitchen. Lucy sat up in bed, yawning and rubbing her eyes. "Luna?" she whispered, still half asleep. There was silence. She turned and checked the second bed. It was empty. "Luna?" she said again, louder this time. Still no answer. Her heart fluttered. She slid off her bed and checked the bathroom. Nothing. Her twins' clothes, shoes, and pink comb still lay on the dresser. Her toothbrush was untouched. Lucy ran to the door. The 2 guards assigned to them were gone. "Hello?" she called down the hallway. "Is anyone there?" There was silence. She took a step back. Something felt wrong. Very wrong. Suddenly, the housekeeper, Mama Ada, appeared from the main stairway. "Lucy, what is it, my dear?" she asked kindly. "I can't find Luna," Lucy cried. Mama Ada's face dropped. "She's not in your room?" "No." Maxwell was in the dining room when the housekeeper came rushing in. His coffee cup froze mid-air. "What do you mean she's missing?" "Sir, Lucy says Luna's not in their room, and the guards, they're gone too." Maxwell's voice rose. "Call security, right now." Within minutes, the mansion erupted into organized chaos. Every hallway was searched, every door opened, every camera feed reviewed. Maxwell's tech team scrubbed through the last few hours of surveillance footage, and that's when they saw it. At 3:42 a.m., a figure cloaked in black entered the corridor. A woman. She disabled the hallway cameras, except for one that caught a partial side profile. It was Monica. She was holding Luna's hand. The video showed her leading the sleepy girl out of the room, and then vanishing past the west gate, one only Maxwell and a few trusted staff had access to. Maxwell slammed his fist into the desk. "She took her!" He turned to his assistant. "Track her. Call the police. Alert every border point. I want drones in the sky and every license plate scanned within a 50-mile radius." Lucy stood in the doorway, frozen, her eyes filled with tears. "She took my sister." Maxwell walked over and knelt in front of her. "I promise you, Lucy, I will bring her back." "But why?" Lucy's voice cracked. "Why would anyone take us?" Maxwell hesitated, then stood. "Because you were never just ordinary girls. You were always special. And now, someone's afraid of what you might become." Meanwhile, Luna opened her eyes slowly. The room was dark, cold. The walls were grey with no windows. Only a flickering light overhead and a metal door bolted shut. She was lying on a small mattress in the corner. Her shoes were gone. She sat up, confused, her heart racing. "Where is Lucy? Where is Mr. Maxwell?" Then the door creaked open. Monica entered, dressed in all black, hair still perfectly pulled back. She was holding a phone and smiling coldly. "Hello, Luna." The little girl stared, frightened but silent. "You're probably wondering why you're here," Monica said. Don't worry, I won't hurt you, not unless you make me. Luna's small hands clenched. Your precious Mr. Maxwell took something from me, Monica continued, pacing. Everything he has now should have been mine, the company, the fortune, the name. But he gave it all up for you and your sister. She turned sharply. And now I'm going to use you to break him. Luna stood up bravely. He's not afraid of you. Monica chuckled. He will be when he hears what I'm about to do. She raised her phone and pressed a button. The live video started streaming. Maxwell's face appeared on the screen. Where is she? He demanded, voice shaking. Monica tilted the camera toward Luna. Safe, for now. You listen to me, he growled. If you lay a finger on her. You'll what? Monica interrupted. Call your guards? File a report? You think the law will stop me? Maxwell's jaw tensed. What do you want? I want the keys to your offshore accounts, the access codes to your manufacturing patents, and I want you to resign, publicly, from Maxwell Automobiles. Maxwell's eyes went cold. Or what? Monica turned the camera back to Luna. Or you'll never see her again. Then she ended the call. Luna sat down slowly. Her hands trembled, but she refused to cry. Lucy will find me, she whispered to herself. Mr. Maxwell will come. But time was ticking. And across town in the mansion's underground vault, Maxwell opened a drawer he hadn't touched in years. Inside, an old military ID, 2 black gloves, and a secured satellite phone. He made one call. I need a favor. No questions. It's time to bring her back. The person on the other end replied with just 3 words. I'm on it. The storm was about to begin. Night fell hard over Lagos, but inside the mansion Maxwell wasn't sleeping. Neither was Lucy. While the world around them moved, inside the walls of that house, time had stopped. Luna was missing, and Maxwell was ready to break every rule he once lived by to bring her back. In a dark warehouse near Ipe, Luna sat alone, hugging her knees. She had counted 32 tiles on the floor. Twice. Her throat was dry, and the air smelled like chemicals and rust. She didn't cry. She remembered what Mummy used to say, crying doesn't fix the storm. Bravery walks through it. Then she heard something. Footsteps. 2 men entered. One had a scar across his face. The other wore a headset and carried a duffel bag. She's awake, Skal said. Good, the other replied. Let's get it over with. Luna didn't speak. She just stared at them, quietly watching, waiting. They approached, but before they could touch her, there was a loud sound. A loud crash shattered the stillness. The walls shook. The light flickered. A smoke canister rolled under the door. Get down, one of the men shouted, drawing a weapon. But it was too late. 3 figures in black tactical gear stormed the room. Precise, silent, brutal. One tackled Scar. The other knocked the headset man to the ground with a single blow. The third figure, taller than the rest, knelt before Luna and lifted his mask. It was Maxwell. Let's go home, he whispered. Luna gasped, then leapt into his arms. I knew you'd come, she cried. Maxwell held her tight. Always. By dawn, they were back. The sun was just rising over Lekki, casting soft golden light over the mansion. Lucy ran down the marble stairs in her pajamas, nearly tripping as she reached the door. And then she saw her. Luna! She screamed. Lucy! The twins ran into each other's arms and collapsed in a heap of giggles and tears on the floor. Maxwell stood above them, bruised but smiling. Behind him, security dragged Monica from a black van. Her sleek hair was messy now, her lips trembling. Not with fear, but rage. You have no idea what you've just done, she spat. Maxwell turned calmly. Actually, I do. You think you've won? These girls will never belong here. You're just using them to feel like a hero. No, he replied. They saved me. He turned to the press waiting at the gates, summoned after the rescue. I want everyone to hear this, he said to the reporters. 2 years ago, these girls lost everything, and yet they gave their only meal to someone they thought was blind and starving. That single act of kindness is why they're here today. They're not my charity project. They are the kindest, bravest, most generous people I've ever known, and they belong here. The cameras flashed. Monica was taken away in cuffs. Months passed. The mansion felt like home now. The twins went back to school, this time in uniforms, with lunchboxes and a driver who waited at the gate. They made friends. Lucy learned how to code games. Luna read medical books and helped in the school nurse's office. Years passed. They graduated from secondary school as the best students in their class. The crowd clapped wildly as their names were called. Lucy wore glasses now, always clutching a laptop. Luna carried a stethoscope around her neck like a badge of pride. They gained admission to university. Lucy decided to study what she always liked, software engineering, and Luna, she had developed interest in the medical field and decided to study medicine and surgery. A few years after, they graduated from the university, and Mr. Maxwell couldn't contain his joy when he remembered how far they'd gone. On their graduation day, Maxwell flanked them and celebrated them, smiling all through the event. Lucy became the youngest intern at a major tech company in Africa. Luna joined a medical outreach and helped deliver her first baby during a rural health drive. And then came the weddings. Lucy met Martins, a calm, brilliant petrochemical engineer. Luna met David, a kind-hearted pediatrician with gentle eyes. The weddings were grand, elegant affairs. Maxwell gave both brides away, but he wasn't just their guardian anymore. He was their father. The world had once turned its back on them, but now it stood to clap. They became his only children, the children he never had. He felt fulfilled being a father again, and he couldn't control his tears when he remembered how his wife and their 2 daughters died in that terrible accident many years ago, and his decision never to remarry. 1 year later, the twins gave birth. Luna gave birth to a baby boy, Abina, named after their late father. Lucy gave birth to a baby girl, Amanda, named after their mother. One afternoon, Luna and Lucy visited Mr. Maxwell. With their babies and their husbands, they sat under the mango tree in the mansion's backyard. Lucy and Luna sat on a bench, watching their children play, while their husbands were talking and joking with Mr. Maxwell in the sitting room. Lucy turned to her sister and smiled. "Do you remember the jollof rice?" Luna laughed softly. "The one we never ate? Saved our lives." They were quiet for a moment. Then Luna whispered, "Do you think Mummy and Daddy are proud?" Lucy looked at her niece and her son, running across the grass, giggling under the Lagos sun. "I think they never stopped watching." Maxwell stepped out of the house, now with grey in his beard but strength in his eyes. He was followed by his 2 sons-in-law, Martins and David. They joined them on the bench. "We should start something," Lucy said suddenly. "Like what?" Maxwell asked. "A home," Luna replied, "for kids like us, the ones nobody sees." Maxwell's eyes welled with pride. "Then let's build it together." And so they did. The Amanda Jonathan Foundation opened 2 years later, a sanctuary for abandoned children, giving hope, food, love and education. All because 2 little girls once gave away their only meal, not knowing it would feed their destiny. What is your view about this story? Where are you watching from? If you like this story, comment, share and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stories.